Boom, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is Children Fish Academy, Nostrae Superbia. Now, there is something I've noticed this early morning about my fish. Although I don't really know what I would call this, but it's my first time to experience this throughout my farming year. Now, if you have a very close look at this fish, you will discover how whitish they are. Something looking like fog surrounding their body, and they are not just looking bright at all. They are looking somehow whitish. Just have a close look. Can you see this young man? No, maybe I'm calling him a young man. Can you see how they look somehow whitish, and they're just looking funny? Not experienced this type of outfit before. Some whitish stuff around their body, looks like fog, and I'm finding it difficult to really predict what it is because this is my first experience as far as this kind of outlook is concerned. However, let's compare it with another fish pond so that you understand what I mean better. Just have a good look at them, then I will take you to the next one and you will see the difference. I hope you have seen the color of the fish. You've seen the whitish stuffs on their body. Look at this one, for example. You can imagine how whitish it looks like. It doesn't just look bright at all. Alright, let's take you to another pond. Boom. Alright, this is exactly another pond. Now have a very good look at them, and you will see the big difference. You see how neat they look like, how fresh their body look like. They are just looking effulgent in their personality. And so I kept on wondering what could possibly be the cause of that outfit, and it's almost impossible for me to determine because this is my first experience to have this kind of do I call it a symptom or something? I just really don't know what to call it, but if you look at these ones, they're looking healthy, clean, and their skin is not whitish like the other one. Let me take you back to the other one so that you understand what I mean better. Just have a good look at this fish and just look at how these ones look like. You will just understand what I mean by them looking different. Now, let's go to the next side. Alright, back to the experimental pond. Can you see that? Now, they are looking very, very whitish. Some whitish kind of stuffs on their skin, and they're just looking very dull. They're not swimming smartly. You know that kind of stuff. Now, I actually find it difficult to, explain what this can be because I've not experienced it before. But let me try and give them food and see their response. Alright, this is not really 9 mm, it's actually 6 mm feed, and I just want to see their response. Damn. Can you imagine that? They don't even care about the food. They have lost appetite. This is incredible. I've not experienced this before throughout my family years. What could this possibly be? I wonder. Can you imagine? Nobody cares about the food. Alright, let's try the other set of fish and let's see if they will actually respond. Alright. The response is obvious. The response is obvious. These guys are the healthiest ones. They are blatantly responding to feeding, and that shows that they are very, very healthy. Let's go back to the experimental pond. Boom, back to the experimental pond. Just look at them. They are still looking dull. Nobody cares about the food they have dropped on their pond. Normally these fish are meant to be very hungry as we speak because every 12 hours their hunger threshold increases. So as we speak, they are supposed to be very hungry, but they have lost appetite. Apart from losing appetite, they have some whitish kind of stuffs on their body. which is a little bit difficult for me to predict what it is because I've never experienced this kind of problem before. Now the big question is, what is the solution to this problem? What can one do to improve their appetite and then probably get rid of these whitish stuffs that's gathering on their body and all that? Or hypothetically, can one say it is because of low temperature? You know, when temperature reduces, fog increases. That's courtesy, that's a fact. You know, and you know, you start seeing stuffs like this. But the same temperature that this pawn has is the same temperature that the other pawn has too. So why should this pawn be the vulnerable one to temperature and not the other pawn? You know, that's just a mere hypothesis. Could one also say that the quality of their water actually brought about this unpalatable outlook? Well, certainly not. The same water that these fish are using for 48 hours before changing is the same water the other fish are using for the same 48 hours for changing. So maybe that should not be the problem. Well, you may have 1001 hypotheses towards trying to providing solution to this misdemeanor, but the truth remains that an active step must be taken. An active step must be taken so as to provide solution to this misnomer. Now, the only treatment that comes to my mind as we speak is the ultimate Bitterleaf treatment. Yes, the ultimate Bitterleaf treatment. Ultimate. I can call it an omnibus treatment. Omnibus in the sense that it treats a lot of infections. So what I'm going to do first is to first of all remove this particle of suspended feed and give it to the hungry ones to feed, because if I allow this particle here, they are going to remain in this water and dissolve and become useless. So, and as a farmer, you're the one losing and not the fish. So what will happen is I'm going to take off this feed. As soon as I do that, harvest some bitter leaf and then administer treatment. Watch us as we go into those processes. Boom. All right, so let's go straight to what brought us here. Now I'm going to put some of the bitter leaf inside just a little amount so that you won't stress your blender. Then get some water. Make sure you put enough water, because the water is actually what is required to, you know, drive the blade and cut your leaves to a very little amount. Now this water is quite okay, so the next thing I will do is to take it here and sit it just where it should be. Why you're not sitting properly now? Am I getting something wrong? Alright, beautiful. So it has sat completely. I'm gonna put on the switch and then boom, just take it to low. This is low, medium and high. But before then I have to cover. Boom. Alright, that's okay. So put it on and then doing its job. Can actually increase the speed here. Now the blending is totally complete, so we take it off. Boom. And we will have to pour them into a bucket. Now I'll pour them into a container, and some will be at the bottom. I have to rinse that in.
Alright, that's okay. So at this point I have to take this bucket to the pond and administer. Back to the pond. The water level has increased already, and if you look at the fish right now, they are still looking whitish, you know. Now there are two things involved. I am hypothesizing that temperature is actually the cause of this foggy body structure you see around as a result of maybe low temperature and all that. But I wonder why the temperature change will only be to this pond and not affecting the other ponds, because temperature seems to be evenly distributed. You know, if you look at this young man very well, you see how whitish they are, and it's not just looking good. It's not just a sign of good living, because they have also lost appetite, you know. Anyway, when temperature reduces to a very low level, of course appetite for food also reduces, but there is no harm in administering a Bitterleaf treatment. A Bitterleaf treatment does not necessarily cause harm in case there is nothing to treat. What it does is that it boosts their immune system, makes them stronger, makes them more active, and makes them live longer, you know. So it's a plus, be it the cure to this issue or not. Alright, so on that note, we start the pouring. We have to exhaust everything into the pond. Yeah, absolutely everything. See the way the pond is changing color. All right, so have to get some and rinse and release back into the water. Rinse and release back into the water. This is absolute medicine, serious medicine, and it's also an energy booster, you know. So now that I've been able to administer this, I'm going to allow them in this concentrated water for since they are 3 months of age, I can leave them for the next 24 hours, you know, and then change it tomorrow morning and then give them food. And by then, let's watch and see how their response will look like. Alright, thanks for watching. This is Juliebenn Fish Academy. Let's see what happens in the next 24 hours. However, if you have not subscribed to our channel, this is your first time of coming to our channel, please do what to click the subscription button. You know, also click the bell notification so that each time we release our videos, you will be among the first set of people to have access to these videos, and trust me, they will surely amaze you. Alright, once again, let's watch and see what happens in the next 24 hours. Don't forget to click that die. Boom.